What if I told you that one decision could end decades of friendship? What if Trump's choice just pushed one of America's biggest allies into the arms of its enemies? Is India really turning its back on the U.S.? Are Russia and China now India's new best friends? Is this 25% tariff the end of everything? Or the start of something America will regret? This story isn't about politics or trade wars. It's about broken promises and shattered dreams. It's about millions of Indians who believed in America and got their hearts broken. It's about trust that took decades to build and seconds to destroy. Do you remember when Modi and Trump looked like real friends, the way they hugged on stage, the way crowds cheered for both of them? In America, stadiums were full of people shouting Modi's name. In India, banners welcomed Trump like a hero. It wasn't just politics. It felt personal. It felt real. Back then, everyone said these two would change the world together. Technology partnerships, defense deals, trade agreements, everything was growing. Indian students were going to American universities. Indian companies were opening offices in the U.S. American businesses were investing in India. The future looked bright for both countries. Modi visited the White House. Trump came to India. They walked together, talked together, planned together. World leaders watched and said, this is how alliances should be. The media called it the partnership of the century. 2 democracies, 2 strong leaders, 1 bright future. But it wasn't just about leaders. Regular people believed in this friendship too. Indian families saved money to send their kids to American colleges. Small business owners learned English to deal with American customers. Farmers planted crops thinking of American markets. Workers learned new skills hoping for American jobs. The hope was everywhere. In every Indian home, in every business meeting, in every conversation about the future, America was part of the plan. We trusted America like we trusted an old friend. We opened our doors, our markets, our hearts. It felt like the perfect partnership. 2 democracies, 2 strong leaders, 2 countries that understood each other. What could go wrong? But then something changed. Without warning, without talking it through, Trump signed a paper that changed everything. A 25% tax on Indian goods. Just like that, friendship became business. Partnership became punishment. Trust became betrayal. Modi stayed quiet, but everyone could see the disappointment in his face. The man who trusted America, who called Trump a friend, had been stabbed in the back. The silence in his eyes spoke louder than any angry speech could have. Think about what this really means. Raj, who makes shirts in Mumbai, can't sell to America anymore. His prices are too high now. 20 years of building his business gone overnight. Sunita, who grows spices in Kerala, lost her American buyers. Her family's farm, passed down through generations, suddenly worthless in the world's biggest market. Thousands of small businesses got hurt by one signature. But these aren't just numbers in a report. These are real people with real families, real dreams, real hopes that got crushed. Arjun had a small leather factory in Chennai. He employed 50 workers. Half of his products went to America. The day the tariff was announced, he had to lay off 20 people. I trusted America, he said, tears in his eyes. I thought they were our friends. Meera ran a textile business in Gujarat. She learned English, hired translators, stayed up late for video calls with American buyers, all for nothing. We bent over backward to please them, she said, and this is what we get in return. But the real pain wasn't in the money lost. It was in the trust broken. Indians who believed America was different, who thought this friendship was real, suddenly realized they were wrong. The disappointment cut deeper than any economic loss. In villages across India, people who had never been to America but believed in the American dream shook their heads in sadness. Even America betrayed us, they whispered. The country that once symbolized hope now represented heartbreak. If the 25% tax wasn't bad enough, what came next was like a knife in the heart. While Trump was putting barriers on India, he was opening doors for Pakistan. Pakistan, let that sink in. The same country that has supported terrorism against India for decades. The same country that has attacked Indian soil repeatedly. The same country that gave shelter to Osama bin Laden. The same coup. Now try that refuses to punish the killers of innocent Indians. The same country that has been India's enemy since partition. And Trump calls them a valuable partner. He praises their cooperation. He talks about increasing trade. He removes restrictions that were put in place for good reasons. So what does that make India, Mr. Trump? What were we to you? Just a crowd to cheer your name? Just votes to win elections? Was our friendship just a show for cameras? Were our sacrifices meaningless? Think about this betrayal. India stood by America in Afghanistan. We helped with intelligence. We supported the war on terror. We lost our own people helping America's cause. And for what? To watch America make friends with the very country that funds the terrorists we're both supposed to fight. We stood by you in tough times. We supported your policies in global forums. We opened our markets to your companies. We welcomed your people with open arms. We shared our technology, our knowledge, our resources. When America needed friends in Asia, India raised its hand. When America wanted to contain China, India joined the Quad. When America asked for support in international organizations, India voted with you. We believed we were partners, not servants. But Trump's actions showed us the truth. We were never partners. We were just useful. And the moment we stopped being useful, we became disposable. The people of India watched all this happen. They saw the promises turn into lies. They saw the handshakes turn into slaps. They saw their dreams of partnership turn into nightmares of betrayal. The pain wasn't just political, it was personal. Students who dreamed of studying at MIT or Harvard started looking at universities in Germany and Canada instead. Why should I give my money to a country that doesn't respect my country? Asked Vikram, a bright student from Delhi who had been preparing for the SATs for 2 years. Engineers who wanted to work in Silicon Valley began applying to companies in London and Toronto. America doesn't want us, said Priya, a software engineer from Bangalore. Fine. Others do. Families who had been planning to migrate to the U.S. started considering Australia and New Zealand. We thought America was the land of opportunity, said Ramesh, a doctor from Mumbai. Turns out it's the land of conditional friendship. But Indians are proud people. We don't beg, we don't cry. When someone shows us their true face, we remember it forever, and we act accordingly. The betrayal hurt, but it also opened our eyes. We saw America for what it really was. Not a friend, but a country that cares only about itself. Not a partner, but a user. Not an ally, but someone who will abandon you when convenient. This realization changed everything. The India that once looked west for inspiration started looking everywhere else. The India that once sought American approval started seeking respect from others. The India that once followed American leadership started charting its own course. Modi made his choice. If America doesn't want India's friendship, others do. And they're not just willing, they're eager. Russia was the first to step forward, not because they wanted to hurt America, but because they saw an opportunity to help a real friend. The country that helped India become a nuclear power when the whole world was against us. The country that shared military technology when others imposed sanctions. The country that never betrayed us even when it was hard to be our friend. Putin called Modi personally. India, he said, Russia has always been your friend. When you needed us, we were there. Now you need us again, and we're still here. Today, Russia gives India cheap oil when world prices are sky high. This isn't charity, it's friendship. While American companies charge premium prices, Russian companies offer fair deals. While America threatens sanctions, Russia offers support. The oil deal alone saves India billions of dollars every year. Money that goes into building roads, schools, hospitals, money that improves the lives of ordinary Indians, money that America could have earned if they had treated India as a true partner instead of a customer. Russian weapons are now protecting Indian borders, not because India wanted to hurt America, but because America left us no choice. When your friend abandons you, you find protection elsewhere. Then came the Middle East. Countries like UAE and Saudi Arabia that America had been pressuring to avoid India suddenly opened their arms wide. They said, India, you are welcome here. You have always been welcome. Sheikh Mohammed, the ruler of Dubai, invited Modi personally. India built our cities, he said. Indian workers made our dreams come true. Indian companies brought innovation to our markets. We value this partnership. Today, Indian workers build their skyscrapers. Indian companies win their biggest contracts. Indian culture is celebrated in their festivals. Indian food fills their restaurants. This isn't just business. It's respect, something America forgot to give us. The UAE became India's third largest trading partner, overtaking the US in many sectors. When America put barriers, UAE removed them. When America created problems, UAE created opportunities. Saudi Arabia, once closed only to America, started buying Indian products, investing in Indian companies, welcoming Indian workers. The Crown Prince said, India is not just a partner, it's family. Africa joined hands with India too. Continent after continent, country after country, they all said the same thing. We choose India. While Western countries took from Africa for centuries, India gave. We built schools that taught African children. We built hospitals that healed African sick. We built roads that connected African communities. We shared our knowledge, our technology, our friendship without asking for anything in return. Nelson Mandela once said, India's support for our freedom struggle will never be forgotten. Today, African leaders remember those words. They remember who stood with them when they needed friends, and it wasn't America. Presidents from Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa, Ghana, they all came to India. They signed deals, made partnerships, created alliances. India understands us, they said. India respects us. Even China, our old rival, saw the opportunity. When America pushed India away, China said, let's forget our differences and do business. Smart leaders know that even enemies can become partners when it benefits both sides. The border disputes didn't disappear overnight, but trade began to grow. Chinese companies started investing in India. Indian companies entered Chinese markets. Soldiers still guard the borders, but businessmen shake hands in boardrooms. This is wisdom. This is strategy. This is how smart countries work. They don't let emotions rule policy. They do what's best for their people. India showed the world a new way. We don't need to depend on one country. We don't need to beg for friendship. If someone doesn't value us, we find those who do. If one door closes, we open 10 others. Now India leads BRICS, a group of entries that want to change how the world works. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Together they represent half the world's population. Together they're creating an alternative to American dominance. India speaks for the global South, nations that were ignored by the West for too long. Countries in Africa, Asia, Latin America, they all look to India for leadership, not because we forced them to, but because we earned their respect. At G20 meetings, India doesn't follow America's lead anymore. We make our own decisions. We set our own agenda. We speak with our own voice, and the world listens. When America tried to pressure India to stop buying Russian oil, Modi said no. When America asked India to condemn Russia, Modi said, we'll make our own foreign policy decisions. When America demanded loyalty, Modi demanded respect. The student who couldn't go to America, she's now studying in Germany and loving it. German universities welcomed her with scholarships that American universities never offered. She's learning faster, growing stronger, building a better future. The businessman who lost American customers, he's selling more to Russia and the Middle East than he ever sold to America. His company is bigger now, his profits higher, his future brighter. The engineer who couldn't get a US visa, he started his own company and is now competing with American firms. His Indian startup is winning contracts that American companies used to get automatically. This isn't just about trade or politics. This is about self-respect. This is about showing the world that India doesn't need anyone's permission to be great. This is about proving that friendship is a two-way street, and if you don't want to walk with us, we'll find others who will. When America put a 25% tax on our goods, India decided to put 100% trust in itself, and that decision changed everything. The wake-up call. So the question isn't what Trump did wrong. The real question is, will America realize what it lost? Because every day they delay, India grows stronger with new